First, allow me to thank everyone for coming and appreciate you being here tonight. And we ask that if you have any comment or anything to say, public comment, having a roll call would be Councilman Robert, Councilman Thomas, and you're here. We have public comment period. Anyone wishing to speak, public comment period, please sign your card and give it to Ms. Peggy to my right. Accepting of minutes of July 7, 2022.
I'll make a motion.
Second. Motion by Mr. Robert, second by Mr. Thomas, accepting the minutes of July 7, 2022. No objection, any discussion, motion passed. Chairman's report and announcement. Again, I do like to welcome everyone here tonight and appreciate you coming out for the West Ascension Drainage Board meeting. I have for Mr. The machines. Do we have any machines out down?
Do we have any down?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got.
Come to the podium, please.
Yeah, right now we still have 3 tractors down. All the other equipment is up and running now.
3 tractors, grass cutting.
Yeah.
So that puts us behind.
Yes. That and the rain ain't helping. You want me to give the
So
report?
you're talking about down, how long it's been down? How long these machines been down?
I don't really know for sure. They'll come up, we'll run them, and then, you know, different ones are breaking stuff, so it's kind of hard to give you exact time they were broken and everything.
How many do we have running currently?
We got 3 tractors running right now.
Okay, and so you're saying they're going up and down, so they're not staying 3 down?
No. As soon as we can get parts and stuff for them, they come back up and everything, but, you know, it just waiting.
That was,
Biggest thing is waiting on parts.
yeah.
Have we looked at getting a tractor from the East Bank, or are they in the same?
They're in the same boat we in, probably. A bunch of theirs are down.
Oh, we may look at renting some tractors, renting a few tractors if we need them, because the worst thing we can do is get caught behind on the grass cutting.
We're doing fairly well as
especially
far
on
as
rotation.
cutting it. Right now, you know, we have to stay on road because it's too wet to get off road and cut the bar banks and everything. But other than that, you know, we're doing pretty good as far as staying on top of the roads. The spraying helps if it don't rain, you know.
I got I had a complaint, not say complaint, but the time span on these tractors being repaired and fixed, I'm getting extremely long time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's causing that.
Well,
but,
like I said, most of the
again,
problem is waiting on parts. You order the parts and stuff, and you got to wait for them to come in.
Yeah, that's a big problem industry-wide, as far as parts for tractors, cars, any of that. I mean, used to, you go to a dealership or go to a parts store and get it immediately. Sometimes you can't even get it.
Yeah.
Same thing with tires and whatnot. You can't even get certain brand of tires.
we're looking at 6 months. I mean, it's hard to believe that you got to wait on a part for 6 months before you can get that tractor up and running. I mean,
I don't run the fleet department, so I can't, you know, I don't answer the.
Okay. Well, again, we may want to look at renting tractors.
I think
From
that's
a
the
different
idea we need to look at,
Yeah.
is renting some tractors, because, I mean, it's just the reality we're facing right now, waiting on specific parts from different companies. I mean, you can order specific things all day long. It just depends on what's coming.
We'll get with DPW director. We'll
Maybe
go
check
from there.
with Living Farm Supply, see if they can rent something.
Also, the tires that we've picked up along the road, has there been as many as normal, or are we just in
Yeah,
I know you have that in your report, but
this month we picked up 112 tires that was dumped on the side of the roads.
112?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
And we, in your packet, I don't know if y'all got
Yes.
itemized, well, pretty much itemized litter that we picked up for the month of July. Pictures and all that.
The C-can that we was supposedly been getting started in the residents bringing the tires in. Had we did any movement on that project?
We accepting tires right now, 5 tires at a time with no rims on them from the public. It just, not many people's bringing them.
Do we have people bringing tires with rims?
We don't accept them with the rims on them, but we do pick some up on the side of the road that people throwed out with the rims on it. I have 15 on the yard now that
I'm
have.
just saying we may want to look at accepting them with the rims so they don't.
Well,
end
we
up
got,
being
if we
thrown out.
accept them with the rims, then we gotta take them off the rim before, environmental tire will take them, or, you know.
Well, I'm just saying sometimes that's easier than picking it up off the side of the road than taking it off.
David, Evangeline, I see you all did a great job on that ditch. Got a lot of compliments on it, and it worked out real good. Whoever was the operator on it, he did a boss job.
That's Brian Crandall, he's a real good operator.
He made it look real good, and seemed as though, I went back there a couple of days ago, it looks good. The water is draining pretty good on Evangeline in the back. Also on St. Patrick and near the ditch on St. Patrick. Did a super job on that one too. And y'all did a good job.
And we just finished digging on Jules Drive too, the road ditches.
Jules,
Yeah.
good. Say anything else? You got anything?
Yeah, I'm just looking at some of the days that we have for litter. On Schexnayder Drive, on the 27th, we picked up 16 tires.
Yep, somebody
Now,
threw.
that's a regular place that we do litter pickup with.
It
16
has been,
tires.
it has grown. When I first started this, litter program on this side of the river, it wasn't, but now because it's, not really occupant
Yeah.
area, they starting to drop
I
off.
guess what I'm getting at is, these 16 tires, they weren't put there within the last month or two, were they? At
Yeah.
once?
They was thrown in the ditch sometime between the date that's on there and before last month, you know.
Because we may want to look at that. There's a very good, I say a very good chance. It seems suspicious as though it may be some type of commercial
Yeah, well,
outfit.
it
just
may be.
dumping
I can't,
16 tires. People don't-
I can't prove it, but it may
Yeah.
be, you know.
But just kind of keep an eye out, and we may want to put some cameras out.
Well, the last time we put cameras out on Highway 18,
You
somebody
gotta put
stole
a
the
camera on
camera.
the camera for when they steal that, when you get a picture of them stealing that camera. Yeah, keep up the good work. I mean, I know we got some weather to deal with. I think this litter pickup is great. I'd like to see the trend keep going down. We'll see what happens, but I mean, just like anything else, you get an area cleaned up, people
Oh, yeah.
become proud of it. They don't want to litter. They want it to be
Yeah.
clean,
Yeah, I agree. It's, and it's not just this side of the river, it's the other side of the river too. You know, it's people just,
Oh, no, it's everywhere. I appreciate you.
okay, that's it.
All right, yeah, that's good. All right, the number 6 is update David Wow, Administrative Assistant, APG. Mr. Wow.
Good afternoon. Just wanted to come by and update y'all on Louisiana Watershed Initiative projects that we got awarded in the first round. On the Bonadonna-Catawba project, OCD is still reviewing some of the paperwork on the construction part of it. I think we're pretty close to them finishing their analysis of what Dean Thomas has put in, and I'm hoping we can get that thing started before the end of the year. The stuff that DPW is doing in that area on some of the main ditches where that water discharges out, they've done a real good job in opening that up. So once we get to this project and increase the culverts in that area, I think that'll handle all of any flooding that may happen in that area. So we've had some, but this should put a stop to it. So that project is not far down the road to happening. The Bayou Lafourche wet well project, I think the president signed off on the CEA with OCD, and I think there's another document between Ascension Parish and Bayou Lafourche Freshwater District that needs to happen, and then that project may get started.
What's going on with that document? It's the process of it happening. You said that we're waiting on a document to happen between.
Yeah, it's been a long process, especially with OCD, in reference to all of these projects, you know.
No, I'm speaking of the specific document you said is holding up the freshwater district project.
It's not really holding up, you know, it's just, I think legal's gotta work their, work that, document for both, Ascension Parish government
Yeah,
and
let's just make
Bayou
sure we
Lafourche,
don't hold it
yeah.
up with that document.
And I think that's right around the corner being resolved too. So those two projects are well in the room of being resolved, so we can push them forward to try to get those projects started. On B, Bayou Napoleon project, that's Lafourche Basin Levee Board that's been working on that project for quite some time.
Right.
They got about 100 yards left to do. I went ride out there week before last and just visited that area. They're doing a fantastic job. I think we had a week or so ago, we had 2.5 inches of rain, which receives, you know, that water that drains into Bayou Napoleon from Cotton Drive and all.
Right.
I mean, it's going out. I mean, they're doing a fantastic job with that. And like another 100 yards, they'll be right there at the 70. I'm still waiting on a couple of other documents in reference to the Irish Canal on the other side of 70, which once we get that document and Regina and them can take care of that section of the Irish Canal, we shouldn't have any more problem, man. That water should get out of here. There's a lot of trees on the other side of 70. We took care of the ones on our side, but on the other side we still have some issues there. And soon as you know, that's that project, Joel, and I think Alvin might have went on that one also. So as soon as they finish that other 100 yards, I think they'll do a public announcement of that and have you guys go back out there and view that project and see exactly what they accomplished over there. Really did a fantastic job over there on that project.
So David, in the conversation in Cotton Drive, had you had any conversation with any resident within that area, and they have the knowledge of what you're saying to me?
Yeah, I did. I did fill in one of our residents that was always on us about the flooding in that area, and I did fill her in on that to let her know where we were on that. I did take some photographs of that section right there, and I kind of sent her one.
Well, good.
And said, hey, look, we're right at the point of resolving all of that stuff up in that area.
Was she pleased or just?
Yeah,
I would think.
she was. Yeah,
Well, good. Then,
she was. Yeah.
I'll be giving her a call.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm looking to really take care of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna call her whether. It didn't happen. That's a good thing.
Yeah. So right on the C on DOTD grant, and I'm coming to you guys to request for more funding for our agreement with McKim and Creed. That's another grant that we're going after. That's $2.5 million, and they did a pre-agreement, a pre-application for that, and we got accepted to move forward on one of our projects that they put in for us. So we also have some work to do on the Louisiana Watershed Initiative.
We still on McKim and Creed?
Yeah, Yeah, and I think I put, you know, that agreement in that, if you wanted to look at that.
Ask you what I,
So what is it, yeah?
I'm good.
Yeah, yeah.
Whenever we talked about this last week or so, and I asked you to find out where the money in the budget was coming from for that 35.
Where's the money coming from?
Yeah.
It's gonna come out of, West Ascension Drainage Fund.
Drainage fund.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
Okay.
you got
Yeah,
it.
we,
Because you told me that the budget didn't allot for it.
yeah, we sat down with, Clint, some time back, and, had a discussion on that. This is a grant that,
No,
when,
I'm not saying I'm against the grant. I'm just saying last we talked, we didn't have the money in the budget. It had to be removed from.
well, we ran out of money with this agreement. So we were out of funds, with this agreement. So that's what we asked him for, to, increase the funds, and then I got some work to do on some of the, Louisiana, Watershed Initiative, work that we're trying to prepare for the second round.
So I guess I misunderstood you when you were saying we were out of funds in the budget. You meant for that project. You didn't mean out of the actual budget.
Yeah, for this project. Yeah.
So we're good in the actual budget.
Yeah, so we got some funds that we can,
All right, that's
you know, we need you guys to approve it. And I didn't put a specific amount on here, so I'm asking you guys to increase this to, 50,000, because I need some funds to continue to work on the Louisiana Watershed Initiative with McKim and Creed too.
I'll make a motion to increase it to 50,000.
I second that motion. Any objection? Any discussion? David, motion passed.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Again, if you wanted, I brought the engineer here that was
If he
McKim and
wants to
Creed.
talk to us and has anything to say, he's more than
Okay,
welcome.
we good. I'm good.
Let me,
You want her to tell you a little bit about the grant?
I think it would be great.
Kimberly Cole with McKim and Creed.
Good evening. So this is the DOTD statewide flood control program. It happens every year, and they use surplus state funds to fund selective flooding problems throughout the state. I think the budget this year is around $25 million throughout the whole state to spend towards flood protection projects. We did submit 3 projects. This one, which is going to be Bayou McCall, was selected just because we didn't have enough proof of existing problem for the other 2 projects. We had to have documentation to prove that there is an existing flood problem, which the parish just didn't have record of, mostly because we're on the West Bank. Not a lot of people have flood insurance, so they don't really necessarily report when they flood. So David's going to be working with the public to assist us to try and get as many people to come forward as possible so we can up our numbers on existing problem for Bayou McCall. And it's due October 1st, so we're going to be pushing to get this project out as quickly as possible.
So what's our likelihood of actually getting the grant?
I can't answer that, but I have had discussions with DOTD and the people who are responsible for the program, and they are excited for this project. But that's pretty much all I've gotten about it, so I can't answer that question. I don't know how many applicants there are, but it's $2.5 million of potentially $25 million in funding, so.
I think that put us in a great position to be able to get the grant and being able that we have the funds that we can come up and just be in great position that we can receive it. So we appreciate it. Thank you, and thank David too.
Yeah, and Nick as well. He's in our office and he's doing all the modeling, so.
Thank you, sir. Is that it?
Thank you all.
Thank you. I'd like to, it slipped by me, I had a public comment from Mr. Arthur Roseman. Come forward. You don't have it, I don't see anything on the agenda regarding the item. What is it that you,
I got an issue with some flooding causing damage to my house in Modest there at 7449 Highway 405. And I had been in communication with Mr. Wire and Miss Regina and the state. And they came out and addressed the issue, but what they dug a portion of the ditch and it didn't do no good, because it's no way for the water to get out.
You
I
said
mean-
they dug a portion, who is they?
This state or the parish?
The parish.
Parish, okay.
David, what's going on?
Okay, Mr. Arthur contacted me a couple of times, and I've been down there a couple of times looking at this ditch on the side of his house. And Regina and them went down there, and they, cleaned a portion of it. And he's got documentation here in reference to that ditch, and all of this is notarized and filed in the courthouse in reference to that ditch. And after talking to Mr. Arthur here, that ditch used to be maintained by the parish, and years ago, we didn't have a lot of tractor and stuff, so we used to use
Shovels and brahos.
to clean that ditch. So
So the parish has right of way, and cleaning the ditch would solve the problem?
well, here's the problem, Joe, is that I went out there with DOTD, and we looked at it, because he's been calling them several times, so they contacted me, and I went out there and looked at it. And the outfall ditch is so far away from where he's at in both directions. And on the south side of him, the outfall ditch out there is in bad shape also, but it has nowhere to go. So I got in touch
The
with.
outfall ditch has nowhere to go? The outfall ditch has nowhere to go?
It doesn't have, in other words, it's sloped towards the highway, and then it's supposed to
Are
drain.
you having a problem getting to the outfall ditch or getting out once you get to that ditch? Are you having an issue getting from his problem to the outfall or from the
Yeah,
outfall?
yeah, from his place to the outfall. It just don't have anywhere to go, so.
Well, what I'd like to do is I'll go out there and I'll meet with yourself and David. We can put it as an agenda item if we need to. And it sounds like we need to address that whole area to where we go from outfall to outfall if it hasn't been done in that long
Yeah,
time.
it's-
Are we, and it's not really digging, it's just cleaning? Because I know the,
Well, looking at it, I brought one of our other guys that come over here and look at our ditches whenever they have a job on. I brought him out there and we walked that whole thing down. And, we talked about reversing that ditch and where it goes out into the fields. It has a way to go, but it's more sloped towards the highway, but it doesn't have anywhere to go from there. So if you want to take a ride, man, be glad to go out
you
there
good with
with
that?
him.
We'll get out there.
Well, they can't go north because it's got a dry driveway in front of my house.
No,
We'll figure it out.
yeah.
Sound good? All right.
You want to do that sometime next week?
Let's do the week after next.
Okay. I'll call you, we'll set up a time.
Sounds good.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Report by, Mr.
Okay, pretty much gave y'all what we was doing and everything, the grass cutters are cutting. Well, we just left Bruley McCall heading north toward the parish line, and after that, we're going to Modas. And, we're cutting everything we can cut in the area, but like I said, it's wet, so it's kinda hard to cut the off-road drainage ditches. We have to wait till they dry up some more. During drainage, we have completed digging the Irish Canal from the loop to back of Vatican. We're currently digging out the high spots on the other side of the canal, and we're still digging on Evangeline Drive and completed Jules Drive. And then I gave y'all a report on the tires and so that's basically all we have.
So the tractors are moving toward Modas?
Yes.
So when they go toward Modas, we should be able to address Mr. Arthur at that point in time.
If it's dry enough to get off-road, yes, sir.
Thanks.
Is that it?
If it's available for a tractor to
Well,
get
yeah,
to, I
yeah.
hadn't seen it, so, he's saying
We
Years
can
ago.
see it, not next week, but the next.
years ago, we done it with brush hooks, so it may be something that has to be hand cleaned, I don't know.
Come back to the podium. Wait a second. I talked with, Miss Regina, I think last week, or last month, about the projects moving forward, with drainage. Had a map drew out on what projects that we'll be going to next, moving forward, into the next phase of our digging that we're doing with Evangeline and St. Patrick and, some other ditches that we have. The Petty Vein ditch going toward, the back end of it. We need to get a layout, so to speak, of what's next, what we're looking at doing, going forward. So at the next meeting, I'd like to have that,
I'll let her know.
like to have it too. Okay? Thank you very much. Again, I'd like to thank you all for coming. This is about the largest crowd we've had in such quite some time.
West Ascension Drainage.
West Ascension Drainage, showed up. At this time, we have a date and time of the next West Ascension Drainage Board meeting. September 1st, 5:15, we have our West Ascension Board meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Robert, second by Mr. Thomas. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.